402-904-4729 at the Nebraska Neurosurgery Group in Lincoln on South 27th Street. Or check out the website, nebraskaneurosurgery.net, for a full list of services and outreach clinics.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Taste of Spring Beer, Spirits, and Wine Festival on Saturday, June 1st from 4 to 7 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, spirits, and wine tasting at Charles Park near downtown. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org.
Play ball! Tired of the same old routine? Then bring your crew out to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. Enjoy action-packed home games all week long from May through August. It's the perfect change-up to the typical family night, or makes for a home run outing with friends and coworkers. Experience the magic and get in on the excitement. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets now. Unleash the fun.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
This is Adam Carriker on the ticket.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome, everybody, into Adam Carriker on the ticket. Now, we got a special show today for multiple reasons. All right, first of all, the background behind me is a little different. The family's in flux. We're in the middle of moving. We literally just moved out of our house that we've lived in and built for 14 years. We are in an Airbnb for the next month while half my family transitions to Lincoln, and I stay here because youth baseball is just that darn important, and then we'll move all out all finish moving out when the season is over. Okay. I got a special guest today. He just owns the whole freaking place. We're going to talk some wrestling, something him and I have been dying to do for quite a while. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Bonzel Pool and Spa. You can check them out at bonzelpool.com. If you're looking for swimming, have a swimming pool put in, a hot tub, sauna, etc., they are the place. If you're looking to have your swimming pool, hot tub, and sauna taken care of, they are also the place for that. You can check them out. 3201 Pioneers Boulevard, Lincoln, Nebraska. Call at 402-488-0148. And of course, Bonzel Pool and Spa. I'm sorry, bonzelpool.com. All right. I want to bring on my guest today, Mr. Derrick Pearson, DP. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, AC, it's always good, man. It's always good on a holiday weekend. And, we got some extra time to talk a little squared circle. So I'm excited. Thanks for asking.
A little wrestling. I'm looking forward to it. And, it's interesting. My mind, when I knew we were going to talk wrestling and you were going to be joining me, my mind immediately went to the WrestleMania that just happened. The biggest WrestleMania of all time. The Rock, Roman Reigns, okay, Cody Rhodes. Then you've got the cameos by Cena and Taker and Why No Austin and all this stuff. So I wanted to get your thoughts on WrestleMania 40. Okay. In your mind, is it the greatest WrestleMania of all time? And just your thoughts on the show as a whole.
It was the best presented WrestleMania of all time. And the marketing and the hype was great. We do several wrestling shows on the ticket. And on one of them, Hoss DeBreezy and I on the Breeze, we were having this very discussion about what it meant for wrestling. Outside of its normal clique of super wrestling fans and people who pay attention to it, this one had the greatest amount of reach outside of its normal circle. Mm-hmm. The only thing comparable to it was the first one. Because the inclusion of Muhammad Ali, Mr. T, Cyndi Lauper, it took it outside. As a matter of fact, that was an MTV production almost.
Pretty much. Yep.
Right?
that
they pulled it outside of its normal circle of what they thought was dungeons, and they put bright light on it. But this one won because of this. I thought that they missed sealing the deal by being talked out of Rock versus Reigns.
Ooh, okay. All right.
That's my own. Listen, quite frankly, as the adults in the room, sometimes it's the job of the people in place to go, you know what? I know what you want. I know you want Reigns and Cody. I know that you want Cody. I know that. But listen, there were ways to do that. You could have finished the Cody story in another way. You could have split the titles. You could have done a whole bunch of stuff.
How would you have done it? How would you have done it if it was you? Because that's an interesting topic. How would you have done it then?
Well, if you knew all along that you were going to split titles again, right? You're going to split titles. So Damian Priest has the one on the side of Roman Reigns. If you tell me that Seth Rollins, that if Rollins needs a break, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Because give me 45 minutes of Seth versus Cody, and I buy into it at a way higher level. I get it, right? And you don't have to kill Roman Reigns to have Cody beat him. It wasn't necessary, right? You could have temporarily, this organization has known it will temporarily put the strap on somebody for the greater good of the organization. And the greatest good that they could have done, you sold me on him being the GOAT. Give it to Rock for 3 months and then reset the whole thing, which is what they're trying to do now anyway, right? You could have used, Jimmy and Jay, you could have used them, Solo and little knucklehead brother. You could have done all of those things and missed opportunity because you had one shot to let Rock carry you for 45 minutes. He's the GOAT now. There's no question about it now, but you could have had Rock and Reigns for 45 minutes, and it didn't matter what else happened on that card. It would have been the GOAT card. That's just me. I would have put the strap on Rock and then let Rock walk away and go, you know what, for the greater good, I'm just going to hand the strap back to somebody else, and let them have another tournament at Money in the Bank or whatever you want to do, Royal Rumble. You could have done that. You could have done it at King of the Ring, because that's what you're trying to do with Gunter. So, okay, you could have done that then, but only with the biggest name in the history of pro wrestling and The Rock.
So a couple of things. I just want to make sure I understand clearly. So you would have had Cody beat Rollins to finish his story and get the title.
Yep, 100%.
And you would have had Rock be the guy that ends Roman Reigns' streak. That's correct.
Because then it comes back in a year. You put that back on the calendar at the end of next year when Rock's done with his movie and Reigns is on vacation. And listen, you could bring back Reigns as a face. You could bring back the Rock. Heel Rock is still the best Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Like Angry Rock
I agree with that.
The best Rock.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
If you turn him into arrogant, hey, I'm king of the hill Rock, and then Reigns has to go, you know what? I'm humbled by this, but guess what? I need to beat you, Unk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's one of the great wrestling stories anyway, that the comeuppance and then the get even is a big part of it. And the entire entertainment world would have been talking about The Rock as he went from talk show to talk show with the strap that nobody else could do. So that's what from a business standpoint, I'll steal, Vince and Triple H's catchphrase. What was best for business was The Rock. I understand that you played to the lowest common denominator, but kids will eat ice cream for breakfast. It doesn't mean that's what they should be eating for breakfast. All kids will they'll tell you what they want. Yep. But as the grown up in the room, no, not good for you. I'm going to give you what you need rather than what you want.
So it's funny you said that. My daughter, Trinity, just had a sleepover. She calls us this morning. She's like, what time are you going to come pick us up? And we're like, 8 or 9 or whatever. She goes, oh, by the way, we're eating cake for breakfast. I was like, are you serious? I literally go to Angela. I'm like, whose house is she staying at? Because this is going to be noted. All right. And they're great
never
people.
Having breakfast there again.
No, they're great people, but let's not give our kids cake for breakfast. Okay.
Oh, man, that's so good.
We have differing opinions on this, but I think WWE, and I wonder if Triple H kind of did this on purpose, because the booking makes no sense. If you go back to the Royal Rumble, if you're going to have, and in fairness, the original plan was CM Punk Rollins. Okay. Yeah. And then CM Punk gets hurt. So that kind of changes the plans. And obviously he gets hurt in the Rumble. So you can't alter your Rumble or your booking of the Rumble because he gets hurt in the Rumble.
Right.
And then Rock reigns. So my first question is, who did they have Cody Rhodes scheduled to go against to begin with? That was my first question. And why do you have him win the Rumble 2 years in a row? And then the idea is he's going to go out on SmackDown and just with a smile on his face, because it's pretty well known he went off script that night when he basically acted like The Rock was, taking everything from him that he'd ever worked for, because kind of what he was doing to a degree. Right. Okay. And that's not what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to be like, rah, rah, go get him, Rock, which would have made no sense. And everyone, including myself, would have crapped all over. Okay. And so for me, why did they have him win the Rumble 2 years in a row? Who was he supposed to wrestle if it was Rock, Roman, Punk, Rollins? What was the plan? So that's where I wonder, I'm like, because Rock kind of like was throwing his weight around, not just on screen as part of his character, the final boss, which is freaking awesome. But I think he was actually doing it behind the scenes. And I think it was Triple H's way of maybe poking it to him a little bit. And then, so for me, I don't know how you book it that way if those are the matches you had set up. So that's my first question. I need somebody like Triple H has got to call me in between breaks there, because I got to know the answer to this.
Right.
All right. Now, they booked it the way they booked it. They had the plans that they had. It is what it is. We don't know the answer to the question that I've really been curious about since that SmackDown episode when Cody was like, all right, you take my match at WrestleMania, you take my moment. I didn't understand it at that point in time. Okay. So I do disagree, because the WWE had to make a decision. They had to make a decision for what you're arguing, which is getting the name out there, which is The Rock, the most followed male human being in the whole entire United States and the biggest star on planet Earth, arguably, walking around with your belt everywhere, taking it everywhere, which nobody else can do right now. Okay. And that's what you're arguing for. And that makes perfect sense. Or they had to make the decision between the fan uprising and the most disliked video they've ever had, which is that segment on SmackDown, which has almost almost 1 million. I haven't checked up on it in a while, but like 750,000 dislikes, which is the most amount any video they've ever has had. And their fans and their fan base, their immediate fan base. They had to make that decision, and we know which way they went. For me personally, I have a hard time. Like if Cody Rhodes beats Rollins, I no disrespect, I don't care. That doesn't finish this. That's not the story we're talking about, in my opinion. It's Rhodes reigns. Rhodes reigns. That's the story. It's got to be, if he's going to finish his story and he's going to win it at WrestleMania, I don't care about Rhodes Rollins for a fourth time and Rhodes winning for a fourth. I just don't, personally. For me, I know you're different. That's cool. I love that we disagree because this is more fun. Okay. And then The Rock and Roman, there's so much like good thinking and logic behind that. I think where I'd have an issue, because I felt like Roman's been the guy, the GOAT, all this stuff. And he's got this record, well, not record, but 1,000+ day streak. And he's been the man, and he's been protected, and he's the guy in the company. And then in walks his cousin. And I know who he is. I'm very well familiar with The Rock. Okay. And outshines him. Like Roman looked like the little brother the entire time.
Yep.
You can't have your main guy that you built up for nearly half a decade and all these WrestleMania main events, 9, which is a record. And then he's the little brother the instant somebody else walks in that's going to be there once every, 7-8 years. And so that kind of bothered me. But having The Rock beat him and be the guy that beats him, it kind of goes along those same veins. I would have had a hard time with that, although I understand what you're saying with the belt. For me, I actually think they did it the right way. I think in my personal opinion, the only thing they were missing was Austin at the end, and that was a money thing. Other than that, I think they did it perfectly, and I'm a guy who has bashed WWE booking for years. All right, where am I wrong, DP? Help me out.
Okay, so this
Enlighten
is
me.
Well, no. This is you and I behind the Titantron, and we're literally having the discussion out loud. Here's the thing, that two things in place, and we know that recent history was Goldberg coming back and taking the strap from Lesnar in record time, which blew up everything.
Yep.
And there was no point. There was, again, it set up everything. So once you show me that you can do that, and that's been a history of straps changing hands, okay, fine. But if you send Roman out that way to rebrand, reprogram, re-elevate, recharge, reboot, whatever you want to call it, and then on the other side, Cody wins the strap from Seth, but then it allows Seth and Roman to get back together and do something special after they both lose the straps. Remember, Dean Ambrose is lurking, right? He's lurking. And to bring back that faction would be amazing. To retake over the WWE from The Rock would fill every arena in America Monday through Saturday. It absolutely would. On the other side, it does for Cody what they couldn't do for Cody, which was if he wins the strap from Seth, and then Rock tells him, just as plain at the top of this is his moment, all the confetti's falling from the ceiling of the arena, and Rock walks out and goes, wow, that really didn't mean much. This is the strap that you need to beat. This is the strap you need to wear. Well, now you've built 4 different rivalries off of 2 decisions. Like they could have let the story finish. He takes it from Seth. And then The Rock says, well, that's fine. That's cute. You got the bait. You won. You're the champion at the kiddie table. Now, if you want this thing to really mean something, you want to be worthy of your dad. All that promo that he did in the ring would have been spectacular if it was after, when they both sitting there with titles, and then they have that conversation in the ring. And no fan is upset if this thing draws out another 9 months. None of them. Nobody would be mad at any of this. That the bloodline gets stirred up again. You don't need to bring in your young nephew to make the thing interesting. Not necessary. Would have been great for you to take Finn Balor and have that crew do something meaningful, and you're not burying all the rest of your talent. And then, oh, by the way, you're built up for the next 9 months of pay-per-views. That's what, from a business standpoint, I just would have done. I would have done it differently. I understand what they were doing. It was the layup. Look, if everybody tells you, if 750,000 people tell you that we'll cheer like madmen if you make this decision, that's fine. But not at the fault of 7.5 million who understand that before Cody, The Rock was the real deal and still is. Like, you could compare pops in any arena. The Rock still out-pops anybody in the building. That's just the way it works. And I'm sorry. Yeah, you could have brought back Stone Cold, but why would you know that Stone Cold walking in was the right decision? What amount of money would you not spend? You just made $900 million on the WrestleMania. Pay Stone Cold whatever he wanted for 15 minutes.
That was my reaction. I'm like, this was over money? Like, all the money that they're making, and it was still great. It was still phenomenal.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best ever. And there are people that will argue, because I say that, like, the first one is great. It's kind of like Nebraska winning its first national championship. Nothing will ever compare to the first one. Yeah, the 97 team had a whole nother level of talent, but guess what? That first one under Devaney, when nobody said you could do it, or Coach Osborne's first one, has a little more juice to the squeeze than the last one. And that's the only difference in WrestleManias, in pay-per-views, is the juice that you got from the squeeze. And they put a lot into it. They got a lot from it. But I'll say this, and burying the lead in this thing might be that, quite frankly, I still think that Seth Rollins deserved more than he was given.
I'll agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
That he carried it through the pandemic. He carried them after the pandemic. He's evolved his character. He'll go whatever side they need for the pendulum to swing to, good guy, bad guy, or whatever. But yeah, now he and Becky get to take a vacation with their kid. They get to be a family for 3 months, and then he'll come back. And I just hope, it's just my hope that they have an eye towards that faction. That if you can give me Roman and Seth on the same side of the fence, let the bloodline be what it's going to be. But give me that. Because if you want happy fans, that'll do it.
So there's a few things to unpack here. Going back to the Stone Cold thing, I'm with you. Like, why not just figure it out? And now that was the most exciting WrestleMania main event ever, in my opinion. The most iconic. You can argue that, maybe it's WrestleMania 3. Andre Hogan, you can argue that.
Hogan was Hogan Ultimate Warrior.
WrestleMania 6, that was another great one. I've never understood, I do, with the whole Gulf War thing, Slaughter, Hogan. I always thought that was kind of undervalued at WrestleMania 7 a little bit.
True.
WrestleMania 17 was absolutely phenomenal. The Stone Cold heel turn at the end absolutely sucked. That was the only thing I didn't like about WrestleMania 17. It after all that time of hating Vince, how are you going to join him at the end? Anyways,
right?
There's so many things to unpack here. The only thing that it was missing for WrestleMania 40 was the topper of Stone Cold at the end. That being said, still the best WrestleMania main event of all time. I think it was so predictable too. Like I literally had Cena's going to come out, take out Solo. The Jay's going to come out and take out his brother. Okay. And who else came out? Taker. People thought it was going to be Austin to take out Rock. Taker was a little bit of a surprise. I don't know how you get mad at seeing Undertaker, especially WrestleMania anytime. Maybe what would have helped him if he was a little bit more in the, Undertaker outfit. He really loves the biker stuff. Like, he's truly a biker at heart. So he always wants to show up in a little bit more of that ensemble. But had he been in the true, like, Undertaker presentation, even just for a brief stint in the ring, that would have topped that off a little bit. Okay, when you come to Seth and Roman being on the same side, I agree that Seth deserved better. I think it's tough when he's as truly beat up as he was/is. Okay. I don't get as excited about Roman and Seth on the same side unless you got Dean. If you've got Ambrose, I will pop for that. If you got those two, to me, it's like you're kind of missing it just a little bit. I did like that they had Seth come out kind of in the Shield gear a little bit when in his little run-in, so to speak, if you want to say it, in the main event of WrestleMania. I can't help but coming back. Like, what was the original plan for Cody? Who was the two-time back-to-back Royal Rumble winner supposed to wrestle? It's almost like it was set up for this to happen because nothing else makes any sense. Who do you think he was supposed to wrestle at WrestleMania 40 before everything kind of went haywire? And I want to give kudos to The Rock because he was the one that called Triple H, Paul Levesque, and said, turn me heel, which is a brave thing to do as a movie star when you need people to love you and go to your movies and pay for your movies and not hate you. Okay. For him to do that and become the final boss is one of my favorite things he's ever done. Okay. So I love that. But who do you think Cody was originally supposed to wrestle? Or was this kind of the behind the scenes plan that maybe Hunter had in his back pocket?
Oh, the mystery, the mystery. Adam Carriker. The name is Drew McIntyre.
Oh, okay. All right.
The name is Drew McIntyre. But we can get back to that. Hey, let's get to a break. We'll reload it. But AC, yeah, Drew McIntyre is the name we're talking about. Adam, take us to break, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking wrestling. DP and I have been talking about doing it for years. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Oh, Ghost of George Washington here. Being the face of the dollar bill used to mean something, but today I just don't get any respect. But that's all changed with Lotto America from the Nebraska Lottery. People know that Lotto America only costs $1 to play, has a $2 million starting jackpot, and drawings 3 nights a week. I'm back, baby.
Calm down, George.
Hey, nobody asked you, Ghost of Andrew Jackson.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Koppel in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit, must trade, and finance.
School tells you all about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons, football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefit package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at gainatrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doan.edu/visit. See you soon.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. Special edition show today. I'm joined by the man, the face, as John Cena would say, that runs the place, Mr. Derrick Pearson, Mr. DP. We are talking wrestling. He's a gigantic wrestling fan, as am I. All right, real quick, make sure you check out The Ticket, theticket.com, Facebook, Twitter, the tube of you, YouTube. If you have nothing better to do with your life, you can also check out the Carriker Chronicles on all those same spots, carrikerchronicles.com, the tube of you, Facebook, Twitter. Just put out a highlight tape because I typically take the summers off from doing the Chronicles, especially this year with the move. Put out a highlight tape if you want to go check it out. Husker football video game performances from Ndamukong Suh, Taylor Martinez, Trey Palmer, and Roy Halou. If you want to go check those out, put it out last night. All right, DP, my friend. So we can keep chatting about the greatest WrestleMania, most entertaining in my opinion, at least. Okay, most talked about, biggest buzzwords, okay, of all time of WrestleMania 40. We could talk about that forever, but it was brought to my attention, okay, because I listen to a million wrestling podcasts. All right, Stala Monster does a great job. He was the one I was listening to this morning. It's AEW. Their 5-year anniversary. And for those who don't know, AEW stands for All Elite Wrestling. They started 5 years ago. Owner Tony Khan is part owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, he's a part owner in a professional soccer club team. He's a billionaire, you know, a few times over. Big time pro wrestling fan. Started this promotion a few years ago. Cody Rhodes helped him start it a few years ago, as well as some other guys as well. And so it's their 5th year, their 5-year anniversary of being in existence. And I wanted to get your thoughts. Okay, because there's been no viable competition to WWE since WCW went under in 2001. TNA kind of sort of for a little bit, had a little run on Spike TV about 10, 15 years ago, but not really. Okay, AEW is the first real competition in any way, shape, or form that WWE's had in the past 2 decades. Okay. So I wanted to get your thoughts on what they've done well, what have they not done well, and your thoughts on AEW going forward.
So Adam, 2 things. First of all, I stand and applaud you out loud for your pronunciation of the Jacksonville NFL franchise.
Okay.
Because anybody that calls them the Jaguars is a dear friend of mine. Is a dear, like, that is a brotherhood that is that's elite level brotherhood for anybody that calls them the Jaguars.
Okay. I wasn't even on purpose. It just happened.
Oh man, it's so special. I was in Carolina for those 2 expansion franchises.
Okay.
And anything that made fun of Jacksonville, Carolina was all about. So we never called them the Jaguars. They were always the Jaguars.
That's awesome.
And I find great humor in that. The one thing I've said this before on air here, that I don't think AEW is competition. I think they're an alternative, and there's a difference because like that competition thing, you're not going to compete with that big volume money. It's just not going to happen. But a fine alternative, because it allows development and extension of characters to happen. Here's my thing about AEW, and it's first and foremost the only reason why I started to watch it in full, because they got right something that the WWE got wrong, and that is the greatest promo cutter in all of pro wrestling entertainment. They have figured out, because Toni Storm is the greatest thing going on in pro wrestling, period. Toni Storm, listen, her promos. Look, WWE didn't know what to do with her because she didn't look the part of what they were familiar with promoting. She didn't look like a bodybuilder turned gymnast. No, she looked like a pro wrestler. And they didn't know what to do with it. And she said, okay, me being who I am in this space doesn't work, but in me is the greatest character that we can find. And she went, listen, Toni Storm, I look forward to her social media more than all of the other wrestlers combined. There's nobody that cuts a promo, works a match, and then cuts a promo post-match like Toni Storm. If everybody, of all the things Tony Khan has gotten right, Toni Storm sits on the Mount Rushmore. And more of that, because there are a ton of women wrestlers who needed to get outside of WWE's formula and chemistry to build their own. She did it. She's a perfect storm. Who's the other young lady that from the other alliance? Not Raven. Black young lady that was with the WWE. They didn't know how to use her. She goes over and wins the strap in another organization. Those are the 2. Those are the perfect. Yeah. She green eyes. She does the whole thing. But I love the fact that AEW allows for growth, new talent to find its way in, and yeah, I like the additional 2 nights of wrestling a week, but that's just me. So, but Toni Storm is the playbook for everything that the AEW is doing right.
She's doing a great job. She's reinvented herself. She's made herself unique. She's made herself stand out. Now, sometimes you can be Athena is what she's called now. With the other girl you were talking about.
Yes.
So whenever somebody leaves WWE, they have to basically have a new name. And so half the time I forget their new name, but she's known as Athena now. Okay.
Yes, Athena.
So, yeah. So Toni Storm, a lot of people become unique, but you're not good at it. Or you're just not interesting. She has made herself unique. She's really freaking good at it, and she's become very interesting. And when she first started doing it, and I might let you tell the people exactly what she's doing that's a little bit different. I think you've watched her a little bit more than I have recently. I'm going to be honest with you. Since WrestleMania, I've not been able to watch as much just with the chaotic part of life right now. Once we get settled in Lincoln, I'm going to be all over again. But when she first started doing it, I was like, ugh, I don't know. And I thought it was... I was sitting there trying to figure out if I liked it or not.
Right.
And what I have seen of it, and admittedly not as much as you, is really good. Unique, good, and it makes her stand out. Okay. So enlighten the people a little bit on what exactly she is doing at this point.
So what she did it was to take the whole Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield type of bombshell and went back. She's now timeless Tony Storm.
Yep.
And she started with these vignettes that were black and white, and it was her with that classic, early 1900 makeup and that sort of cut up video that looks a little choppy and looks a little there. And then she kind of put herself in voice. She dropped her New Zealand accent and dropped this sort of classic Hollywood chin up voice. And her catchphrase, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it on air, but it's the best, because in this thing, she kept saying, as I say, chin up, and I'll be creative here. Folks will go with me. Chin up, boobs out, and watch out for the shoe. And she takes off anybody that she's in rivalry with. She will, at the end of her promo, take off her shoe and throw it at them. And it's always like, it's coming, but it's still done so well. But the whole thing of chin up, boobs out is just, it is just the best. And then she's a little raunchy, but still done so in that early Hollywood sort of way. And then as a performer, she's really personal with who she's working with. She will steal some of their moves and put it into the match, right? Just to show them that I am just as good as you are at what you do. You're just not as good as I am at what I do. And it's pretty amazing to watch somebody who was literally thrown away. She was thrown away by the WWE. And now she's the top draw in AEW. She's the best, and it's not even close. So character development, they talk about it. Character development, the psychology of pro wrestling, the ability to tell a story and make people care about the story, and then performance and your ability to finish. Well, she's added to that in the promo cut, because that's the difference between superstars and stars. That there are, like Drew McIntyre is a great star. He's not a superstar because his promos are terrible. They're still terrible. Years later, they're still terrible. As much as he tries to be cute with it. CM Punk, who's not as great of a performer as he used to be, is still better with the mic than most of the people he's dealing with. The Rock, he's the icon when it comes to that, because Dusty Rhodes is no longer around. But that leads me to ask you this, Adam Carriker: 5 wrestlers with the microphone, who are the best?
Oh, all right.
Who are the best with the microphone? And I know that 5 makes it impossible. I know that 5 makes it impossible.
So I reacted like that because there's a long list, and trying to narrow it to 5 is challenging.
Only 5, Adam. Okay. Only 5.
So I'll go with who just popped into my head first. The people that popped in, and you got to keep in mind, like Goldberg is my favorite wrestler.
Not a great
1A. No, not talking about promo. Not talking about promo. Right. In fact, he was the more quiet he was, the more I liked him specifically. Right. Okay, right. That wasn't his skill set. That's okay. But that's 1A. 1B was The Rock. For complete opposite reasons, by the way. Complete opposite reasons. So The Rock pops into my head right away. Okay. Ric Flair pops into my head right away. Rowdy Piper pops into my head right away. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those are the 4 that popped into my head within a half second of you asking me that question. Another guy I'm going to throw in here is a guy that annoyed the crap out of me for about a decade. And I don't know that it was his fault. Okay. Right. He came out as the doctor. He about got fired.
Doctor of Thugonomics, baby.
Stephanie McMahon hears him randomly freestyle rapping in the back of the bus. Leads to a segment where he raps to Stephanie on SmackDown. Then he turns into the Doctor of Thugonomics, which was phenomenal. And I've seen fans some cannot rap at all. Some who actually could, and they'd freestyle as he's walking in or out of a pay-per-view or Monday Night Raw or whatever. He never lost, although one fan made it really close. Right. These are from years ago, obviously. And then the whole get the F out, WWF to WWE, we're going PG. I think it was more or less he was just going to be the face of the place at that time. And so he had to ride that wave, and his promos went along that manner because he was the company guy doing what he was asked, and he was so freaking annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it was his fault because I've seen him take an entire crowd that was booing him out of the building and turn them into cheering him multiple times by the end of the promo. And then I've seen him whenever somebody comes at him and he just does his thing. I've yet to see him lose a promo battle. He made The Rock look awful when they went head to head.
So good.
I don't think The Rock was fully focused. I think he was about 50% Hollywood on his mind and 50% WWE when they were going at each other, and Cena exposed that. I've watched Cena dissect CM Punk. Okay. And these are some of the CM Punk's another guy that comes to my name, by the way, or comes to my head. MJF is another guy, although he needs more time. Okay. In my opinion, because he needs more competition to go at people and see how he does. But Cena, when he is allowed to be John Cena and doesn't have to be the company guy, he does such a good job of finding the tiniest little crack in your argument. And he explains it and articulates it so well. And it's almost indefensible just about every time. So I would actually put him in their number 5 because I love Dr. Thugonomics. I love when he's just John Cena. I hated the company guy in the middle, but that wasn't his fault. Who were your 5 guys?
Oh, okay.
Or ladies, 5 guys or ladies.
Right. So we have to go to break.
Okay.
So I'll rattle off my 5 as soon as we come back to close out the Adam Carriker Show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break. Go ahead.
We build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
School tells you all about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons: football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Cover more acres with a pre-owned sprayer or planter from Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer. We offer one of the area's largest selections of used sprayers, applicators, planters, and seeders. Through the month of May, take advantage of fixed-rate financing as low as 4.75% for up to 60 months or an 8-month interest waiver. Visit your local Landmark Implement location or visit our complete sprayer and seeding inventory online at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans, begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The Summer 10-Week Challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-Week Challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Oh, Ghost of George Washington here. Being the face of the dollar bill used to mean something, but today I just don't get any respect. But that's all changed with Lotto America from the Nebraska Lottery. People know that Lotto America only costs $1 to play, has a $2 million starting jackpot, and drawings 3 nights a week. I'm back, baby!
Calm down, George.
Hey, nobody asked you, Ghost of Andrew Jackson.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Old School with DP and J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. We got a couple minutes, so I'm going to be quick with some of my final thoughts, and then DP is going to give us his top 5 greatest talkers in pro wrestling of all time. First of all, AEW, 5-year anniversary. Here's some of the positives because they get bashed a lot right now. Okay. Yep. Tony Khan's got a lot to learn, but they've done some good things. They forced WWE to raise their game at a time when WWE's creative was awful. Competition, at least a little bit, made them raise their game. AEW really is an alternative, like DP said, but it made WWE raise their game. Created a star in MJF. Okay, totally dropped the ball in Wardlow. Had a star and then said, hey, we're on the 1-inch line. Let's take the ball and run it into our end zone the other way. But does CM Punk come back without AEW? He needed that bridge before he'd ultimately come back to WWE. Okay, Christian Cage is doing some of the best work of his entire career right now. And I don't think Sting gets the retirement send-off that he got in WWE. And he got it the appropriate way at AEW. Now, AEW, they're all about the Dave Meltzer 5-star flips. And I don't know. If you want to see great wrestling, that's awesome. Go to your local high school gym. I want stories over flips. I want something to draw me in. Okay, guys who can wrestle great, awesome. Can you put butts in seats? Those are great pro wrestlers. Dave Meltzer, nope. Never read an article he's ever written because I don't think he knows what he's talking about other than the history of wrestling, which he'd school me on. But AEW subscribes too much to the Meltzer type wrestling stuff, and it's hurting them. And Tony Khan needs to look in the mirror and realize that. But not many companies make it to 5 years. They're at 5 years, and they don't seem like they're going to be stopping. They got a new TV deal coming up soon. So best of luck to them. All right, DP, your top 5 talkers. And before you hop in real quick, my favorite line from the Cena versus Rock promo battles was when Cena said something to the effect of, just like I don't need my notes for my promo on my wrist. Nice tattoo. I thought that line was such a dagger and just exposed The Rock for being my heart's half in Hollywood, my head's half in Hollywood and half in WWE right now versus John Cena was 100% focused on pro wrestling. All right, DP, who are your top 5 talkers of all time?
Well, those two are at 5 and 4, whatever place you want to put them. Because Cena's ability to ad lib, and he has just torn apart many of his competitors with the microphone long before he even had to perform in the ring. So those two fall in line. Nature Boy Ric Flair is number 2 because he crossed over several bridges, and no matter what, whether it was Horseman, whether it was WWE Flair, whether it was NWA Flair at his best, he was that guy. Before I give the other two, I want to say Notorious B.I.B. says that Roddy Piper and Mick Foley have to be in it. My buddy Steve texted in and said, wait a minute. You have to add some other people, don't you? No, stop it. Leave me alone. Let
only
me get
5.
Only 5.
Yep.
Roddy Piper is number 3, right behind Flair in that. But the number 1 guy on the microphone, because he has the most legendary promo in all of wrestling history, Hard Times. You don't know what Hard Times is. I have wined and dined with kings and queens. I've also dined on pork and beans.
American Dream.
The American Dream is the greatest on the microphone of all time. So, Carriker, listen, man, thank you for inviting me into your dojo. This has been an exceptional hour for me. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. One of my favorite lines from today's show, from the guy that owns the place. I'm not sure if I can say this on air. I was like, dude, you're the one who decides if it can be said on air.
I had to catch myself on a daily basis.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a glorious day. This has been fun. Me and DP talking a little wrestling. Do it again in the near future. All right, tune in tomorrow, noon to 1. Steve Taylor, Thursday, the Big Ten show, and Friday, I will be live once again. All right, have a great day. Go Big Red, and always remember to throw the bones.
Megan, you ain't throw the bones.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning.